Hello, my friends. One reason marriages fail. Welcome back to another live video with Troy Stone King. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. So here we go. My amazing bride and I just earlier today went on a canoe trip. It was kind of spur of the moment. We were out for a run and we saw a place that rented canoes and paddle boats, and she's like, "Hey, we should go on a canoe trip. We should rent a canoe," which we haven't done in years. I don't know if we've actually ever done it as a couple. So we rented this canoe and we started out away from the dock and we're doing fine, except that I noticed that we're starting to drift a little bit to the left or to port if you're into nautical terms. And then we would drift right or to starboard, again, nautical terms for you. But we were never going exactly where we meant to go. You see, we wanted to get to a specific point to go around a bend in the lake. But we never aimed directly for that point for more than just a few seconds. It took continuous course corrections. Sometimes she would change to her oar to the other side of the boat, and sometimes I would change my oar to the other side of the boat. We would change how much pressure we used. We would change how wide we swept our oars from side to side. But we were never directly aimed at the destination for more than just a few seconds at a time. It takes constant course correction for a canoe to get from where it is to where you want it to be. You know what? The same thing is true in marriage. The same thing is true in marriage. It takes constant course correction to have a lifelong marriage filled with joy. Let me give you an example. When my lovely bride and I were on our honeymoon, when we went on our honeymoon, we went to Niagara Falls. It was fantastic, and there's a whole little deal with a crazy French innkeeper that we can talk about some other time. But on our way back, we went to Cedar Point, Ohio. Now, if you don't know, Cedar Point, Ohio is an amusement park with fantastic rides and wonderful roller coasters at Cedar Point. So we went to Cedar Point and we started riding rides and we started riding roller coasters. And I was maybe 3 or 4 roller coasters in when she looked at me and she said, "Do you feel okay?" And I had to be honest. No, I was nauseous. See, what my wife and I had never discussed before we got married, what I hadn't told her was, I get motion sick. Like, can't ride in the back seat of a car. Motion sick. So I'm 3 or 4 roller coasters in. On our honeymoon, we've literally been married less than a week. And she discovers that I can't ride roller coasters, and she loves them. She loves them. So what did we do? A course correction. We did a course correction. Now we know if we're going to an amusement park, then we either take friends who also enjoy riding roller coasters, so she has a friend to ride a roller coaster with, or I take some kind of medication that will allow me to not get motion sick while riding those rides. So you're thinking, now wait a minute, Troy. How could the fact that you don't ride roller coasters cause an issue in your marriage? Well, what if my lovely bride, now this wouldn't happen with her, but what if my lovely bride resented the fact that I couldn't do something that she enjoyed so much? Or what if I was angry at myself for my inability to be the man in the marriage and do what my wife wanted to do just because I'm weak and sick? You see, something as simple as that could lead to a problem down the road in marriage. Let me give you another example. Also, early in our marriage, I had a job where I was working evenings. I was working in a lab at a university and teaching evening lab classes a lot. And we saw each other very, very little during that time. And both of our emotions both plummeted for each of us because we really loved quality time with each other. And it was a hard time for both of us. And so what? Course correction. What's the course correction? I got a job where I wasn't working in the evenings, and then we got our time back. What kind of course corrections have you seen in relationships that need to be done? You know, maybe it's something major, like a job change. Maybe it's something minor, like inviting other friends when you go to amusement parks. Maybe it's something like when you say a harsh word out of frustration, you immediately apologize and ask for forgiveness. Because if you don't apologize and ask for forgiveness at that point, that harsh word rings in her head, rings in his head, and then they start thinking bad, terrible things about how you actually feel about them when you truly love them. When you truly love them. Or here's another example. When you're just spending time with each other, doing day-to-day stuff, do you say please when you ask for something? Do you say thank you? Are you kind in the words that you use? If you're not kind in the words that you use, you need to make a course correction because you're not showing love. You're not showing grace. I'm not showing love. I'm not showing grace in those situations. Or here's another example. It's been a long day. Maybe you've taken care of kids all day or you've worked all day and you're tired and you just want to sit and veg out, which you could do. But course correction would be spend quality time talking with your husband, talking with your wife, hearing where they're coming from, learning about their struggles from the day. Just like in a canoe, when you're trying to get from one place to another, you've got to do 1,000 little course corrections. In a marriage, you've got to do 1,000 little course corrections. You need to keep the final destination in mind, which is a lifelong marriage filled with joy. But you've also got to consider, where am I at right now? And what do I need to change? What tiny tweak do I need to adjust in order to have joy for that other person right now, in order to make things better for them at this immediate point in time? See, your life, although it's decades long, and we hope you have a marriage that lasts for a lifetime, your life is made up of every little decision that you make, every little course correction that you adjust every single day. So, my friends, make sure you're regularly implementing those course corrections. For those of you that just joined, when I'm all done, this will be posted on Facebook. You can watch it from the beginning and hopefully it's got some value to you. For anybody who has already seen value, go ahead and pop that like button for me. I'd appreciate that very much. And also, this video will be on the YouTube channel with all the other videos. 50 plus videos over there now, youtube.com/Troy Stone King. Oh, and one other thing I want to say about that YouTube channel, I've started doing some videos over on LinkedIn, and those are more business relationship type oriented videos and leadership videos and how to work with crazy people type videos. So jump over to my LinkedIn site. That's linkedin.com/in/Troy Stone King. Check me out on LinkedIn, hunt me down over there, and I'll put those also up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Troy Stone King. Thank you, my friends, for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.